Oh, we are live, Facebookers. Let's see. All right, we're live on all the things. A little bit of a late start here today. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna go check right now and see if you guys can hear me. I'm not at my normal setup, as you can see. I am here in the office because I'm hard at work on content. A bit of a late start. Yeah, there you go. You can hear me. Yay! All right. We'll do some horror news. I'm gonna make it brief though, because I'm in the midst of editing. I shot something all day today and been editing it, or about to start editing it. So, and the followers thing doesn't work anymore. Let's try highlights. Highlight it. There we go. All right, boo believers. Yeah, that shit is bright over there, huh? Yeah, the lighting's awful in here. Sounds probably terrible, but we will push through. Let's see. Let's get our usual suspects up here. Uh-oh. What is this? Interesting. We have a real scream killer on the loose, boo believers. Let's see what else. Let's go to our horror on Joe Blow. Bloody Disgusting. Critters 2. Still the definitive Easter horror. 36 years later. Yeah, we'll have to jump on that one. Fear Street Prom Queen. Fear Street coming back. Julianne Hough joins the cast of Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. Primitive War, sci-fi horror movie to pit Vietnam War soldiers against dinosaurs. That sounds interesting. World Breaker filming underway on sci-fi survival thriller starring Mila Jovovich and Luke Evans. Catherine Newton highlights Pool Full of Bodies in Abigail's set featurette. Which, so I jump onto my share screen here with you guys. So you guys can see what I got going. What is going on out here? Paper. Cat's playing with paper. Sorry, my believers, I'm back. Nicolas Cage creature feature Arcadian, rated R for bloody images. Psychosis. Wolf Night werewolf movie from Jonathan Liebsman finds a home at Screen Gems. Cool looking wolf. Lovecraftian horde shooter, Outer Terror, heading to consoles. Interesting. All right, let's check this one out. Since Easter is around the corner, we'll dig in with this one real quick. Easter Bloody Easter, a brand new Easter horror movie, is now available at home. Look at that little guy. Oh, look at that cute little bunny rabbit. That cute little bunny rabbit. All right, John Squires, one day ago, gives us this one. The There haven't been all that many Easter-themed horror movies over the years, with most fans agreeing that Mick Garris's Critters 2 still remains the definitive Easter horror movie. It's not the only one, of course, with the Easter segment of horror anthology Holidays being a personal favorite of this person who wrote this, but the pickings for Easter horror are slim to say the least. The good news, a brand new Easter horror movie has added itself to the mix this week with the indie effort Easter Bloody Easter, now available for rental on VOD outlets. Anthony Noble checking in. What's up, Anth? The bad news, well, it's probably not very good. In fact, Jeff Capodanno gave the film just 2 stars in his review for Bloody Disgusting, which you can read right here. Jeff writes, "You can tell the film is a passion project with a limited budget and everyone is having a blast making it. While that is always commendable, it shouldn't be used to excuse its inflated running time, pacing issues, and abrupt tone shifting. These flaws ultimately drag the film down from achieving cult classic status, which absolutely seemed to be the goal. But if you want to give this one a chance, you'll find it on VOD outlets now. Here's the official synopsis. The film follows Jeannie, who, after discovering her husband missing and his car wrecked with blood and fur, embarks on a journey with her friend Carol to uncover the truth behind the town's dark legend of the killer jackalope, a shape-shifting human-rabbit hybrid that terrorized the area a century and a half ago. Now, Jeannie and Carol must team up with professional bunny slayer Megan to save their small Texan town on the eve of celebrating Easterpalooza and stop the jackalope once and for all." Sounds fun. From what we gather, the team is hoping that Easter will launch a franchise, but that, of course, depends on how many people plunk down their money to check it out. Well, here's the trailer. We're going to watch it. There's the Easter. Oh, God, that's right. I've seen this. God, that's right. Oh, man, I've seen the stupid bunny before. Hoppy hunting, and there's the creature on the fucking poster that looks awesome. And here's our creature that we get that looks whack as fuck. That's it's like a fucking modified Easter bunny costume with some horns on it. All right, let's watch this fucking shitty trailer.
Who wants to meet the Easter bunny? You can't kill the Easter bunny.
Where's Lance? Is he okay?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Better run, you're gonna hop, hop, hop. Turn your time. So grab your baskets and comfy shoes. All you gotta do is follow the clues.
This here is supernatural. The great horned rabbit. Them jackalopes is a shapeshifter. Human one moment.
Bunny deer the next?
Bingo, gringo. Soon every rabbit within 20 miles is going to be at his beck and call.
All right, so the little demonic bunnies look cooler than the actual jackalope does.
You got darn jackalope!
You know who the jackalope is?
Negative. Monster's a monster, and I'm gonna kill it.
Fun.
So hop to the left. Now hop to the right. Everybody shake your little cottontails on the floor tonight.
Everybody!
Oh, shit, titties, jackalopes over titties.
Is that a grenade?
Guns don't kill people.
I do. I love an Easter egg hunt.
God. Yeah, well, what do you think, guys? Yikes. It's a movie, right? Oh, it's definitely a movie. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll, when it's free, maybe I'll give it a look. The little bunnies looked way cooler than this big jackalope there did. So, yeah, we'll see. Easter Bloody Easter, though. Yeah, look at him. He looks awesome. They're super cool. I'm not into those the big jackalope though. So, all right, Easter Bloody Easter coming to VOD. Well, now available on VOD. All right, let's check this one out. This one's a little crazy. Real life horror in Pennsylvania. Scream costume-clad killer strikes in Lehighton. So here we go. It's just a matter of time. In a horrifying echo of the chilling killers depicted in the Scream movie series, a Pennsylvania community was rocked by a gruesome murder. The assailant, donning the franchise's iconic mask and cloak, wielded a black Reaper-fixed blade knife Zach Russell Moyer, 30, carried out a nightmarish attack on his neighbor, Edward Whitehead Jr., in the small Carbon County town of Lehighton. Moyer's assault was particularly brutal, employing not only a knife but also a small chainsaw, ultimately resulting in Whitehead's death. Jesus Christ. Look at this motherfucker. Jesus Christ. This motherfucker went Ghostface. Armed with a small battery-powered chainsaw and a Black Reaper fixed-blade knife, Moyer had initially gone to Whitehead's house next door, quote, for the purpose of scaring him. However, the situation escalated fatally when he inflicted a stab wound to Whitehead's head. Jesus Christ. The incident prompted an immediate response from local law enforcement, aided by Pennsylvania State Police, following a distress call about an active assault in progress within the 200 block of Carbon Street. Surveillance footage captured a male figure, later identified as Moyer, emerging from the rear of Whitehead's home. The figure's attire was notably consistent with the Scream movie character, adding a surreal layer to the already grim event. Whitehead was swiftly transported to St. Luke's Hospital, Carbon campus, but was pronounced dead, having suffered multiple wounds, including a significant head injury and cuts indicative of a desperate defense. Fuck, man. These are movies, people. What the fuck? In the aftermath, police quickly zeroed in on Moyer, found in a residence nearby. His apprehension followed bizarre communications with the police, where he levied accusations against Whitehead. Previous statements to his sister revealed Moyer's harbored intentions to kill Whitehead, shedding light on a premeditated malice. As the community grapples with this real-life horror, authorities have secured the weapon and the Scream costume, underscoring the chilling premeditation of Moyer's actions. He now faces homicide charges, with a preliminary hearing set to determine the progression of his trial. Jesus Christ. Right, David Stanton Hike checks in, says he looks like a killer. He didn't need a costume. Yeah, dude, like, Jesus Christ, dude. Well, that's some shit, boo believers and Pennsylvanians. Fuck. It's in my state. Crazy. Dude puts on a fucking Scream costume and murders his neighbor. Fuck. Be careful out there. All right. What else we got in horror news? What the hell? Sensoria trailer gives a preview of the next Alex Proyas film, which is entirely generated with AI. Well, fuck that. I'm not watching no generated AI film. The hell with that. Taking jobs. Fuck that. All right, let's check this one out. Wolf Night. Jonathan Liebsman, Platinum Dunes werewolf film, finds a home at Screen Gems. And then we'll probably call it a day, boo believers. I'm going to get to editing this short that I just shot. So, oh. That's, yeah, look at that. That's our old buddy there. Ben Speck checking in. Dave Hike says, in my state, we just got all the meth heads, especially here in Springfield, meth capital of America. I mean, I've heard they literally call meth elsewhere in the country 417 after our area code. Yeah, we got the meth heads here too. Don't worry. All right, let's get to this one because there's, what's his name? Andrew Brynjarski as Leatherface from the remakes. So let's see what this is about. Early this month, it was announced that Platinum Dunes, the production company headed up by Michael Bay and Bradley Fuller, are teaming up with director Jonathan Liebsman, who they previously worked with on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre prequel, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Beginning, and their 2014 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, to make a werewolf movie called Wolf Night. Now, Deadline reports that Wolf Night has found a home at Sony's Screen Gems. Screen Gems put out a whole lot of horror movies over the years, with titles including Don't Breathe, Resident Evil, Underworld, Deliver Us from Evil, The Grudge, Carrie, The Stepfather, Prom Night, Pope's Exorcist, Insidious, and the upcoming Tarot. They recently secured a first-look deal with Gary Dauberman, who worked on the two-part adaptation of Stephen King's novel It, scripted the Conjuring Universe films Annabelle, Annabelle Creation, and The Nun, co-created the 2019 Swamp Thing TV show, and wrote and directed Annabelle Comes Home for Warner Brothers New Line Cinema. At Screen Gems, Doberman will, quote, create projects for himself while curating a slate featuring established and up-and-coming filmmakers. Deadline wasn't able to dig up much information on Wolf Night, but they did learn that the project is being described as District 9 by way of The Purge. Will Honley, whose writing credits include Escape Room, Tournament of Champions, wrote the screenplay with April McGuire. Honley and McGuire also have the sci-fi thriller Subservience coming our way. In addition to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre beginning in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Liebsman has also directed Darkness Falls, The Killing Room, Battle Los Angeles, Wrath of the Titans, and episodes of Halo and the Shannara Chronicles. All right. I like this guy because I like Darkness Falls. I like Battle Los Angeles. Wrath of the Titans was all right. And I love the new Halo, so I haven't seen the Shannara Chronicles, but Halo was good. I'm of the opinion there aren't enough werewolf movies in the world. I agree. Definitely not enough great werewolf movies, so I'm always glad to see another werewolf project moving forward, hopefully with a nice budget. So there you go. Eric Pinder and Del Dom checking in. How's it going, guys? Thanks for tuning in. We're going to keep it brief today as I got to get back to doing some editing. Yes, I'm going to edit some stuff. Yes, I just got done shooting a video, and that's why I was a little late getting on here today. But yeah, hitting up a couple things, chit-chatting a little bit of news, and then we're going to get out of here. So thank you guys for tuning in. See if there's anything else here. Your Street Prom Queen. Looking forward to that, but there's not a whole lot of stuff on it. It's just who they're casting. So, all right. Saw ex-director. Oh, man. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 review. Somebody has seen this thing. All right, I'm just going to read. This is where we're going to end on the day, Boo Believers. We're going to end the day with this. They've got an actual review for Blood and Honey 2. All right. I didn't even realize it was wrapped and finished. I knew they were shooting it. But let's see what we got. This is on Joe Blow. Tyler Nichols reports. After a terrible first outing, this sequel actually managed to be a fun slasher with an extremely high body count and smaller human element. Okay. Plot, not willing to live in shadows any longer, blah, blah. Review, last year's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey proved to be one of the worst horror films of the year. It was my least favorite theatrical experience and completely barren of any passion. It was a dull affair that failed to deliver much on the horror or the fun, so I rolled my eyes when a sequel was announced. Me too. I turned the fucking original one off within 5 minutes. It was so fucking bad. Then they reached near the back of my skull when the Poohniverse was announced, and that just drives me up a fucking wall too. I'm here to tell you that it appears the filmmakers learned their lesson and understand what their films need to be. Fun. We'll see. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 follows Christopher Robin, now played by Scott Chambers, 1 year after the events of the original film. Only the film that we saw and I reviewed here was actually a movie within this world. This explains the monster redesigns as well as the change to the lead, and it honestly feels like a nice reset for the series. If they're planning on making this a whole universe, then the world set up in the last film wasn't exactly brilliant, but this one does a better job of actually establishing a town for the 100-acre wood to exist near. It's not just some phantom wooded area. This opens the film up to the more slashery elements. Okay, but it's still a dude in a mask. Most of the film follows Pooh and the crew as they're killing residents of Ashdown, and holy hell are there a lot of deaths. I lost track at somewhere around 40, but it really wouldn't shock me if it actually hit north of 50, and there are more than just simple stabbings and quick cutaways. There were at least 5 decapitations, with each managing to be a bit different. It's not quite to Terrifier levels, but it's clear that's the direction they were going for, and since none of the characters are worth caring about, the deaths leave little emotional impact, so expect a lot of cheering in your theater when someone gets theirs. The designs in the last film were very generic. Yep, agreed. So I was happy to see an update. Piglet in particular had a terrible Halloween store look, and I'm not going to claim that these creatures don't look like men in costumes, but that's part of the charm. especially Owl, who looks absolutely ridiculous, especially when flying. Though there were times when the silhouettes of Tigger and Pooh were a little hard to differentiate from, I think their faces were just too similar. Another element they vastly improved upon was the animations, which have a lot more character to them. I like the blue hue, and they clearly put a little more of the budget towards quality animation. Not from what I saw in the. Yeah, I mean, that's Tigger, and there's Pooh. I mean, they look pretty fucking similar. I mean, you really should have. Like, Tigger's a tiger. He should have been furrier, I feel like. All right, anyway. Even the technical side of the film feels vastly improved upon. Given how many eyeballs often land on these public domain horror projects, it's nice to finally see the technical handled with a bit of professionalism. Should be seen as a job opportunity for their own original ideas, so I've never understood just phoning it in. Thankfully, there actually feels like a bit of passion exists with the filmmaking here. Not sure what changed between the first film and this one, but I'm glad they didn't just put their head in the sand and just produce the exact same film a second time. Shocked to say that I had a fun time with Blood Honey 2. I went in this showing with my heels dragging and was shocked at the balls it managed to have. Kills are nasty and nearly nonstop. Anytime the story starts to feel dragged down by lore, they quickly go to a creative and satisfying kill. It's clear from the introduction that ran before the movie that filmmaker Scott Chambers and Reese Frake Waterfield have a lot in store for us. And honestly, it seems like they've course corrected and understand the kind of movies these public domain horror films need to be. And that's a breezy story that facilitates, kill after kill, which eventually leads to a nifty final showdown. Okay. As long as they don't break that formula too much, should be a fun universe to follow. And he gave it a fucking 7? Man. I saw that trailer. That CGI looked awful on the tail. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like to see it to believe it. Are you guys even going to give it a chance? I am just not. Man, I don't see any redeeming value here. It's just fucking awful looking. It looks terrible. Still, the CGI looked terrible. There's still men in costumes just putting on a mask. I mean, just make a fucking slasher movie then. I don't get it. All right, well, there you have it, Boo Believers. Let's stop our share. I'm going to wrap it up now and get back to editing over here. I haven't even started yet. I just was transferring the files. So, shot another one on my phone, so I had to transfer the files from the phone to the workstation. Now I can chop it up a little easier than trying to do it on my phone with my giant sausage fingers. So, and I have all kinds of effects and shit that I like to use on my computer in DaVinci Resolve. So, all right, what do you guys think? You're going to check out the Pooniverse? Is anybody up for hashtag Poo2? I'm not. I feel like sometimes people want to like things, so they'll be a little more lenient with some of these reviews. And I'm sure these guys did learn a lesson. And they have a bigger budget. Obviously, that movie made a bunch of money. So their shitty movie that they spent nothing on made a couple $1 million, and now they have a couple million to make this one with. It should be better. Shame on them if they just pocketed the money and went and spent the same amount of money and produced the same fucking movie. But I still don't expect this thing to be any good. I don't care what the reviewer says on, where was this, on Joe Blow. I probably won't watch this piece of shit. So I will probably pass. All right, Boo Believers. That's going to do it for me today. I'll be back on Friday with, the old setup, the usual setup, all the bells and whistles. And maybe I'll have another movie review. It's been a long day already. It's only 5:30. All right, let me get this reel edited so you guys can enjoy it later. Maybe I'll get it done. You can check it out tonight, or more than likely I'll upload it tomorrow morning. But all right, everybody have a good Wednesday night, and until Friday, stay spooky.